I'm pretty much a kitten 24/7.
Kitten. Come.
Social media has managed to convince many people that every single personal aspect of their life needs to be shared online. From mental trauma, your political beliefs, the format of your relationship, nothing seems to be considered private anymore. And the video we're gonna be watching today makes the truth of this quite evident. My girlfriend identifies as a cat. Oh boy. Now we've seen many people who claim to be animals on this channel, and every time it seems like it's the same song and dance. They talk about how hard it is to deal with the social perception of their relationship, even though, you know, they're the ones who decided to go public about it. And the interview usually ends up just being a giant advertisement for their OnlyFans. So let's see if this couple has anything different to offer. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
This is Abigail. She fell in love with Adam.
When she first walked into the room, it just kind of starstruck. I was like, oh wow, she's gorgeous.
But their relationship isn't like everyone else's.
I'm pretty much a kitten 24/7.
Well, sorry to break it to you, Abigail, but kittens don't speak English, so you're wrong.
She usually just hangs out in her little cat bed. You're not really anywhere else, which is okay.
When he gives me head pats, I get kind of like wiggly and excited. Don't do that.
Due to the unusual nature of their relationship, many haven't responded well to their dynamic.
The reactions I get online tend to go two ways. That makes me very uncomfortable. Well, I didn't expect to cry.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something that might upset some people, but I think it's fair. If you go public about something like this and don't expect criticism, you might be a little bit naive. I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe these kinds of relationships are real whatsoever. There's something called clinical lycanthropy where people genuinely believe they are an animal, and I think there's been like 30 cases in the last century. These people are doing this to sell porn. That is the honest bottom line. Well, I guess that's really more directed to the last two videos I covered on this. I don't know about this couple yet. And look, I truthfully do not care if you want to dress up like a dog or a cat. I really do not have anything against people who do that. But don't treat this like it's something everybody needs to accept. This is not something like the LGBTQ community where people have faced very, very serious consequences for expressing themselves. This is a weird kink that you're mad people don't like.
My first encounter of Adam was his Facebook dating profile. He was covered head to toe in car oil, and it intrigued me, so I swiped and I wanted to see more about him, and I had to meet him.
Would you like a cup? Yeah. Honestly, when she first walked into the room, it just kind of starstruck. I was like, oh wow, look at her. Jeez, she's gorgeous.
Anybody else think it's a little bit weird how she's not acting like a cat in any of the pictures that were just shown? I mean, this is kind of my point. If you have a kink, who cares as long as it's not hurting anybody? But just keep it private. Don't go on an interview like you identify as another species. And I checked this girl's Instagram, and she has 400 followers, and there's not a single hate comment on any of her pictures, so the entire premise of this interview is just BS.
Would you get the creamer out of the fridge for me? And then she was a little awkward at first, so I quickly got attracted to just wanting to see what more I was going to experience with her. Very good girl. So take a seat.
We've been together for about 1.5 years.
Not long into their relationship, Abigail and Adam realised they both had a preference for all things feline. Abigail enjoyed being a kitten, and Adam enjoyed being a kitten caregiver.
Okay, so I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit confused right now. At least in the other videos, there were like dog leashes and animal toys and kennels and frisbees. Am I on crack, or is this woman just wearing cat ears? Obsessed with everything feline? No, you're not. You went to Party City.
I'm about to spill it.
I'm not gonna spill it. I'm pretty much a kitten 24/7. I wear my ears to work. When I realized I was a kitten, I was 16 or 17. When I first started wearing ears, I don't think I thought anything of it. I definitely felt more confident when I had them on. I love kitten play because it's kind of just my natural personality and what I like from a relationship.
Kitten. Come.
So being a kitten and having a caretaker is just really natural for me.
Once again, I think I've said this in every video like this. If it's the genuine dressing up as a kitten part that you like, okay, my bad. But if you just like the idea of being taken care of, is that not just a normal relationship?
I like having Adam as a caregiver because he's the first presence I've been around that I've dated that I don't feel judgment from. Don't do that. So kitten play, I put it into two categories, one of being lifestyle and one of being more like bedroom activity. For me, it doesn't ever really lead to that. It's kind of just our day-to-day life. That's my personality.
So I'm really not trying to be super judgmental in this video. I know it sounds like I am, but this is just something I really don't understand. If the cat stuff really has no sexual aspect to it, then why not just ask your boyfriend to, you know, take care of you? I mean, I'm not trying to be sarcastic here. I'm genuinely asking, do the cat ears really make some sort of difference?
Are you getting hungry?
A little bit. Let's see. I like to think I'm a 24/7 kitten. Because I float in and out of it so effortlessly, I don't really have to think about it.
Hungry is a fish. I've always been a caretaker. I've always been that dominant figure that likes to not really have someone underneath them, but someone to take care of.
Sorry to break this to you, man, but you quite literally just explained having somebody underneath you. Not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, that's quite obviously what you are into.
It makes me feel fulfilled in my relationship to take care of her entirely.
I enjoy watching you cook.
Yeah, she enjoys watching me cook. I kind of get lost in my own little world when I'm cooking. Yeah, she usually just hangs out in her little cat bed and she's always following around, which is okay.
I don't like when you disappear.
Come, Kitten.
Not you.
And don't play with your food.
You know, another reason I don't really buy into these videos, and this could be attributed to just being nervous from being on camera, but what they do never seems natural. Like, it never seems like this is what they do on a day-to-day basis. It seems so unbelievably forced, which leads me to believe that it is forced.
I'm not playing with my food.
Well, it's considered playing with your food.
Was not. So I think I can be a bratty kitten because I'm extremely stubborn sometimes. And a lot of times I'm not expecting him to suddenly bring out his caregiver side, and I'll be doing something and he'll like swap my head or swap my hand. And I get kind of grouchy because I wasn't expecting to be reprimanded and I want to do what I'm doing.
Oh wow, okay, well you've convinced me you are stubborn and you don't want to be told what to do. That means you're a cat. I mean, I know I'm sounding like a jerk right now, but it's just so easy to look at this and think, yeah, that's just normal behavior, but with cat ears on.
Old friends, new friends, they all kind of come to the same consensus, including my coworkers, which is kind of cool. They always say they don't think they'd recognize me out in public if I didn't have my ears on. I never take them off. I try not to let people see me without them because it just feels weird to me. I get more of a judgment online.
So I'm just a little bit curious as to where these comments are coming from. This is obviously a Facebook page, and from what I can tell, she does not have like a public page. I could be wrong, but I couldn't find one. It wasn't connected to her Instagram or anything, so I mean, who would these people be?
A lot of the negativity is just creepy men. People that don't believe that it's not sexual and are kind of picking fun at me being a pet. Oh, it's so cold. I've had people even in the kitten community come at me saying I'm wrong for involving people in my cake. Somebody's doing something and is not intruding into your private life. I see no reason to judge.
I 100%, 10,000% agree, but a public interview is going into people's lives. So making this point kind of doesn't make sense in this context. And then she says it isn't sexual, which, I mean, I can believe that, but then she calls it a kink, which means sexual, so I don't really know what to believe here.
Nobody has the right to judge somebody else for being happy.
I mean, I think that's probably fair with this kind of context, but that's definitely a slippery slope to go down, making that kind of statement. There are definitely things that make people happy that should be judged, but criticism and judgment are two different things. If it's not something that's really important to be public and you can't handle it being criticized, I would recommend you not make it public. Well, that's pretty much where the video ends. What do you guys think? Personally, I don't think anybody is obligated to accept somebody else's kink, and that's what she said this is. I don't think she should be getting hate. If she is, that's not okay. But criticism is fine for literally any aspect of anything as long as it's constructive. I'd say for most things, you cannot just tell a person you're not allowed to have an opinion. That's not how it works. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Subscribe.